Hello and welcome to House Lux Estate, where we make financial freedom a reality. We're here to guide you on a journey towards achieving a balance in your finances. A journey that's not just about paying off debt quickly, but also about not neglecting your savings goals. We understand that managing finances can feel like walking a tightrope, especially when you're juggling between paying off debt and saving for the future. But don't worry, we're here to help you navigate this path with practical tips and actionable strategies. We'll dive into understanding your debt, setting realistic savings goals, creating a debt payoff plan, and most importantly, staying motivated and consistent throughout this journey. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future and want to learn how to balance your financial obligations and goals effectively, you're in the right place. Stay tuned to learn how to balance your financial obligations and goals effectively. To start our journey towards financial freedom, we first need to understand our debt. Knowing the amount of debt you owe is not enough. To make a comprehensive plan, you need to know the terms of your debt, the interest rates, and how these elements affect your financial situation. Just as a doctor needs to know the details of a disease to treat it effectively, we too need to delve into the nitty-gritty of our debt to cure our financial health. Think of your debt as a mountain. It's intimidating, certainly, but if you know the height, the steepness, and the best paths to the top, it becomes a challenge rather than an insurmountable obstacle. The height of your debt is the total amount you owe. The steepness is the interest rate. The higher it is, the steeper the climb. And the best paths are the terms of your loans, which dictate how you can and should pay them off. Now, you might be wondering, why is it so important to know these details? Well, understanding the specifics of your debt allows you to strategize. For instance, if you have two loans and one has a higher interest rate, it would be smarter to pay that one off first. This strategy is often called avalanching, where you tackle the highest interest debts first, reducing the overall amount of interest you'll have to pay over time. It's also worth noting that not all debt is created equal. Credit card debt, for instance, often comes with high interest rates and can quickly spiral out of control if not managed properly. On the other hand, some loans, like student loans or mortgages, often have lower interest rates and longer terms, making them less urgent to pay off. So don't just look at your debt as a single overwhelming number. Break it down, understand it, and strategize. That's the key to conquering it. Now that we understand our debt, let's move on to our savings goals. Setting realistic savings goals is the next step towards financial freedom. And how do we do this? First, we need to understand our income and expenses thoroughly. It's not just about how much we earn, it's also about where our money goes. Are we spending on necessary items or are we splurging on luxuries? By breaking down our spending habits, we can identify areas where we can cut back and save. Once we have a clear picture of our income and expenses, we can start setting our savings goals. It's crucial to remember that these goals should be achievable. Setting a goal to save half of your income might sound impressive, but if it's not feasible, it can lead to disappointment and derail your financial plans. So set realistic goals based on your income and spending habits. Now, let's talk about the two types of savings everyone should have: an emergency fund and retirement savings. An emergency fund is a safety net. It's money set aside to cover unexpected expenses like car repairs or medical bills. Ideally, your emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. This might sound daunting, but remember, you don't need to save this all at once. Start small and build up over time. Retirement savings, on the other hand, is a long-term goal. It's never too early to start saving for retirement. Even a small amount set aside each month can grow significantly over time, thanks to the magic of compound interest. And the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Lastly, remember that setting savings goals is not a one-time task. As your income changes and your financial situation evolves, you'll need to adjust your goals accordingly. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your savings goals will ensure that they remain realistic and achievable. With our savings goals set, we can now create a plan to pay off our debt. And remember, every step you take towards your financial goals, no matter how small, brings you closer to financial freedom. So let's take that step today. A well-structured debt payoff plan is crucial to achieving financial freedom. It's like a roadmap that guides us away from the heavy burden of debt and towards a brighter, more secure financial future. So how do we create this plan? Let's dive into it. First off, it's paramount to understand what you owe. Make a list of all your debts, including the principal amount, interest rate, and minimum monthly payment. This will give you a clear picture of your financial obligations. Next, determine your monthly income and expenses. This will help you understand how much money you can allocate towards your debt repayment each month. Remember, it's important to be realistic. You don't want to set a goal that's too high and end up falling short. Now let's talk about two popular debt repayment strategies, the snowball and avalanche methods. The snowball method recommends paying off the smallest debt first, while the avalanche method prioritizes the debt with the highest interest rate. Both strategies have their pros and cons, and the choice between them depends on your personal preferences and financial situation. Once you've chosen a strategy, it's time to allocate your funds. First, ensure you're meeting your minimum payments on all debts. Then, allocate any remaining funds towards the debt you're targeting, according to your chosen strategy. But what about savings? Well, it's important to strike a balance. While it's crucial to focus on debt repayment, it's equally important to build an emergency fund and work towards your long-term savings goals. A good rule of thumb is to allocate about 20% of your income towards savings. Finally, remember to regularly review and adjust your plan. Life is unpredictable, and your financial situation might change. Being flexible and prepared to adapt your plan will keep you on track towards financial freedom. With our plan in place, we're ready to take action. It might seem daunting at first, but remember, every journey starts with a single step. So take that step today and start your journey towards financial freedom. Staying motivated and consistent is key to achieving our financial goals. Navigating the journey towards financial freedom can often feel like an uphill battle. But fear not, because every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. One way to stay motivated is by celebrating your small victories. Every time you pay off a part of your debt, give yourself a pat on the back. You could even treat yourself to something small and enjoyable, like a homemade dinner or a movie night. Celebrations don't have to be grand, they just need to be meaningful to you. Tracking your progress is another effective way to stay motivated and consistent. Seeing how far you've come can provide a much-needed boost of energy and determination. You can use apps, spreadsheets, or even a good old-fashioned pen and paper to mark your progress. Just make sure it's something you'll stick with. Now, while you're working on paying off your debt, it's important to avoid taking on new debt. It can be tempting to swipe that credit card for a quick purchase, but remember, every dollar you spend on new debt is a dollar less you can put towards your savings goals. Each time you resist the urge to spend unnecessarily, view it as a victory in your journey towards financial freedom. However, staying motivated doesn't mean being harsh on yourself. Everyone stumbles occasionally. If you slip up and find yourself incurring new debt, don't beat yourself up. Instead, reassess your situation, adjust your plan if needed, and continue moving forward. Remember, consistency is the key. Even if you can only contribute a small amount towards your debt each month, it still counts. Over time, these small amounts will add up and make a big difference. And finally, don't forget to keep your eyes on the prize. Envision the relief and joy you'll feel when you finally become debt-free. This vision will keep you motivated during the tough times and remind you why you started this journey in the first place. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You're on your way to financial freedom. We've now learned how to pay off debt quickly without neglecting our savings goals. It's a journey, but with understanding your debt, setting realistic savings goals, creating a debt payoff plan, and staying motivated, you can achieve financial freedom. Remember, it's not about the amount of debt you have, but about the steps you take to manage and reduce it while also saving for the future. Financial freedom is not a destination, but a continuous journey. It's about making informed decisions that secure your future while also allowing you to live comfortably in the present. We hope that this video has given you the tools to start your journey towards financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, we have plenty more content to help you on your journey. So why wait? Click that subscribe button and join the House Lux Estate community. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to House Lux Estate for more tips on achieving financial freedom. See you in our next video!